I'm back again. So I had a week off last week because after I did my week in the life of, I kind of went into a bit of a pit, essentially. So because my midi dress wasn't working out the way I wanted it to, that's the right wording. I kind of just went a bit overwhelmed, and I think I do this quite a lot. So when things don't go the way I want it to, which sounds like proper like tantrumy, like childlike, and but you just need to give me a few days to just really think about it, and then when I come back to it, I usually sort it. And I have done that. I had a week off and I went out walking, I went out eating, I went out drinking, and I just had a week of not too much social media. I got my hair cut, I've re-dyed it, I got my nails done. Gosh, I did so much. And I feel a lot better. And sometimes, I'm sure this is with a lot of other small businesses, but sometimes when you're trying to be so creative all the time, it does just get a bit much. So you just have to have a little step back, and yeah, and I really needed it, and I'm glad because I'm refreshed and ready. And I am wearing this dress because I've just finished filming some content, and I really want to show you the things that I have made. I have a tea towel drop coming up this Sunday, and I have 12 designs which I have started to show on my Instagram and TikTok. So if you haven't checked them out, then please check them out. But I'm going to show you these dresses. This fringe is not behaving today. In my last video, in my last studio vlog, you would have seen me trying to redo the midi dress. Not redo, just introduce a new style. I feel like I might have come across as if I liked it, but when I was sleeping on it and thinking about it, I don't really like the shape. I want it more fitted, and I've actually bought this pattern from my local fabric shop. And this is kind of the vibe I want to go for, so a bit more fitted, and yeah, but we're going to work on this at a later date. But let's go through these dresses that I have made. So this is the Joy mini dress, and I wanted to try and add a few more options. So this is what the original is, the box sleeve, just the like pretty A-line shape. So that's the OG, and that will be an option this Sunday. I have this one which has just got a little frilly sleeve. So that's one different sleeve option. Then we have this one which has not only a different sleeve option but a tiered option, which I think I'm going to carry on the back as well. So this will be an add-on option for this Sunday. And then, oh yeah, I'm wearing it. And then I have this one, and it's a slightly updated puff sleeve. So the other one is just a tiny bit shorter, so it becomes more like this, but I quite like this kind of droopy look. So we've got this, and there is a add-on ruffle on the A-line part, and I really like these, and I'm happy with these, and they are going to be available this Sunday. Then when I went out for day drinking, I decided to make my dress in 3 hours, and this is how it turned out. So it's like this baby doll style. It's got like these pleats here. This was my inspiration, this Damson Madder dress, and it still needs a few tweaks, and to be honest, I have rushed it because literally there's no buttonholes. I just cut into the fabric, so I'll need to fix that. And this needs to be fixed. This is too gapey, so that needs to be fixed. But this won't be available for this Sunday, but it will be available for the next drop once I've sorted this region. So yeah, I'm feeling really positive at the minute because things have started to go right. And it's because I'm not a pattern expert, and I'm still trying to like learn how to do this. So I'm happy with where I am. But anyway, enough of the business life update. Let's discuss what we're going to do today. In my last studio vlog, I went to a local charity shop and we were discussing some workshop ideas. And I've been thinking about what I can do. I've been inspired by a particular artist designer who is Japanese, lives in the US, and I think the name is Mutsu. And what he does is so clean and so beautiful. It's appliqué essentially, but it's just so crisp. I'll try and see if I can get some pictures here or some videos of his work. And I think I'm not too sure what his process is, but I think what he does do is he clips around the edges of a shape and then folds it, presses it, and then hand stitches on the shapes, and he kind of layers things. And honestly, it's so beautiful, and it's probably not my style because it's a little bit darker, but I thought if I can do that kind of style, that appliqué, sorry, with my kind of colourful style and scrappy style, it could be a beautiful marriage, maybe. But yeah, I think this will work really well with scraps because you can just make all sorts of styles. But it definitely will be a learning curve because I have no idea how he gets his shapes so clean, like curves, like really tight curves, and they are so clean. And the only applique I've really done is just stitch with like a frayed edge, and which I like the style of, obviously, but I just want to challenge myself and try this technique. So let's do that today. Oh, also, I think I want to switch up my entire style. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just go through phases, and currently I'm just obsessed with arts and crafts, Art Nouveau, Art Deco, 1920s, birds, fairies. Yeah. To be honest, Art Nouveau has been part of my style for years. I mean, if you look around my house now, I've got these like placement mats that I've made, this tile design that I've got, my wallpaper sometimes has like an Art Nouveau kind of vibe, pictures. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to really lean into it and maybe get my eyebrows like plucked. I don't know, maybe I'm going a bit far, but yeah, so there might be a slight change in style soon, but we'll see. The reason why I say that is because in order to create this design, I thought let's go to my Pinterest board and select a Art Nouveau print that I'm hoping to recreate with scraps and using this appliqué technique. So this is my Pinterest board, and here is my inspiration for my style. So let's pick a pattern and do that. Right, this is the design I've gone for, and already I think it looks quite complicated, and for sure I'm gonna have to thicken these parts because there's no way I can just clip and iron that. I'm gonna select some scraps, and Mutsu I think uses linen because it usually looks really crisp, so I'm gonna try and see if I've got any linen scraps of some sort, and then I'm going to trace this and create a layered thing. Yes, and I think that should work, so let's do that. Actually, before picking out scraps, I think I'm gonna have to find out what colours and how many colours I need for this. So let's start drawing on this template and figuring out what shapes I need. To make it relatively simple, I am going to do 7 shapes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as in that 6, and then 7 are these circles. Yeah. So for fabrics, I've got this poorly dyed denim material, and this is going to be the base. And then for fabrics, I want kind of stiff material, so nothing that stretches, nothing that doesn't iron well, so things that are like cotton, linen. Yeah, so let's go pick 6 different colours for that. These are the fabrics I've gone for. So cotton is pretty much the main common denominator for these fabrics. So I think these are going to iron really well, and it's going to make it a lot easier trying to go around these like tiny little curves. Yeah, so the next thing we need to do is cut out just these shapes alone with a very small, what, 5mm seam allowance, I guess, and then we can iron them and start to construct this piece. So I've had an idea. So I've cut out the template on the piece of fabric with probably a little bit over 5mm seam allowance, and I'm wondering if I just literally snip up to the template like that, then does that not make it easy to fold and press? I'm going to try it with this one, so I'm going to just snip around this and then put it straight to my iron and see if it curves under nicely. I had this idea that every time I tried to iron a little bit, the other part just kept flicking out. So I've pinned it in place, and I don't know what to do because it's all pinned in place and I don't know how to iron it. So I don't know whether just to go really slow and just like one by one take the pins out and then just iron it. Oh, this is actually working a little bit. Oh, there's tiny little notches that keep poking out. And you wouldn't see that in his work. Oh, this is so annoying. It's not perfect. As you can see, there's like tiny little notches here. So I think I'm going to do another round of pressing and then move on to the next shape. I mean, this curve is gorgeous. Oh, no, it's not. I can see notches. Okay, let's just carry on with the shapes and see how we do. This is my first time doing this, so please don't judge me. But I've just been doing all of the pieces and annoyingly they keep flicking up. So I think I'm going to get some interfacing and just iron it down, I think. And hopefully that will work. And then when I go to hand sew, I'm honestly just going to tuck in these tiny little, these annoying little notches. But yeah, so let's get some interfacing and do that. That was so hard to do, and I feel like I've not even done a good job. So I've stuck interfacing on some bits, but I still don't know how to get rid of all these tiny little nips from folding. And I don't know if it's just because I haven't done like big pieces. Of course I had to do a tiny little butterfly, but yeah, so they're not super smooth like the way Mutsu does it. The one that I'm actually really pleased about that I haven't interfaced is this piece. I don't know if you can see, but that came out so well. And maybe it's because I haven't done a big enough seam allowance on these other pieces, because I've folded over a little bit more and that's worked really well. But yeah, definitely decided this is probably not the right workshop to do to try and teach other people. One, because I'm not great at it yet. Two, it's too hard and it's too time consuming. So yeah, I'm still going to try and do this piece, and I actually want to get better at it. So this is just a little test run. It's fine. Here are all my pieces, and I ended up not cutting this piece or the circle because it's too hard. So let's rearrange these into their actual shape. It's not awful, but if anyone has any tips on how to fold and press these better, then please comment and let me know. I don't know if it's just because I didn't do a big enough seam allowance to really like tuck it under, but oh, this is so annoying. For now, I've got my big old bag of embroidery threads that my friend kindly organised for me a couple years ago, and I have loads of different colours: red, purple, yellow, pinks. So I'm going to select just one colour and then start to stitch this on bit by bit. We're going to use this thread and then my lovely organised needle holder. I think we're going to use like a long, well, this one might do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start with the base layer, which is probably going to be this one, then this, then this, and then if I've got time I might stitch some little circles on to make it look more butterfly like. But then this is just a little test run, so first thing I need to do is just pin this all on. The way that I've seen him do it is he does quite small stitches and then just quite frequently. I mean, he does it so quickly, so I don't think I'll be able to do it as quick as he does. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I can't pull this through. So, and then where I've got like bits like this where it's just poking out, I'm just gonna like tuck it in and pretend it's not there. And then he stitches really close to the edge. Like that, and then he just does loads and loads. So I'm just going to carry on with doing this. Whilst hand sewing, I just remembered that I bought this blanket, I think it was a blanket or a tablecloth, and I dyed it lilac, and it's absolutely stunning. And it has all of this gorgeous appliqué detail, and just looking at it closely, it really does look like they've done the exact same thing as what I'm trying to do, and they've done it with like a tiny little bit. And obviously you can't see, and obviously, like, I don't know if you can see there, but it literally looks like it's been tucked in and hand stitched on. I don't know how they've done it. I will take any advice on how they've done it, because creating these shapes is exactly what I'm trying to do. But then I guess they've got a lot thinner pieces. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, any advice? Any advice would be much appreciated, because I've already done one of the tails and I don't like it. Also, I totally forgot, but I have a embroidery hoop in my bag, so we're going to stick that around and hopefully that will help me with stitching and being a little bit quicker. So let's do that. That's so much easier. Blooming hell. Sure, I've literally only ever used an embroidery loop maybe once, and that was to learn tambour. Is it tambour or timbre beading? Years ago. And this is so much quicker and neater. Okay. It's not too bad. I actually think it's quite cute. I I'm very aware that this is probably just like the first stage of what could be a bigger project, because whilst I was hand sewing this, I was thinking about doing like a 1920s like cocoon jacket, and then having like these big appliqué butterflies, like Art Nouveau butterflies, and maybe some Art Nouveau like swirls. But obviously I do need to get better at this. I need to make it a bit more neater. Yeah, I like when I was looking at the designs by Mutsu, the stitches are so beautifully done. Like literally, I'll see if I can get another picture, but they're so evenly spaced, and I think I just kind of rushed this a little bit. So it's not awful, but I definitely want to try and get a bit better at that. To be honest, that's me done for today. I think I'm going to have like a little scrapbook of appliqué testing, because this is just a first example. And I think I'm going to go on Vinted tonight and see if I can buy any secondhand appliqué books. But if you guys know of any tutorials or artists that do something similar and teach you how to do it well, unlike this, then please let me know in the comments or email me. Yeah, I mean, this could be quite a cute little patch on somewhere as well. Don't know, the opportunities are endless. But anyway, I am going to be done for today, so thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe, comment, like, all that jazz, and yeah, enjoy the weather because it is gorgeous today. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!